Thanks for tuning into No Wine in No Time. I'm your host Dave, and today we're talking about a very unusual grape called Marselan. So Marselan is not an actual God-given grape, but one that was created by a scientist by the name of Paul Truel in 1961. Paul Truel set out to try to produce a grape that was engineered to be perfect for producing wine. Now he picked two of our favorites, Cabernet Sauvignon and Grenache, and he actually crossed those two together to create Marselan right outside of Marselan, France, and that's where the grape actually got its name. So what's interesting, when this particular grape came to fruition and maturity, it actually was a great grape to produce wine from. Why? Because the fruit itself had very large clusters of grapes. The fruit was very abundant. However, the size of the grape globe itself was really quite small, which is what you want. Higher tannins, lesser fruit pulp. And the grape was also very, very disease resistant. So it made its way that it could be produced in lots of different countries with varying different climates. Now today, because it was engineered in Languedoc-Roussillon, France, we do see a significant amount of production of it there, and it also has made its way to the United States, where we see Marselan in Northern California. We also see it as a very predominant emerging grape in the viticulture in China. If we look at China, China has come from relative obscurity, but because of the different terroir, based on the size of the country and the different weather systems, they've actually emulated some of the great wine producing regions of the world, and they've moved from relative obscurity to being the number 8 wine producer in the world now. And very few of us ever see a Chinese made wine in our wine and spirit store. Generally, it's because most of it stays in China. Now, this particular Marselan that I brought for you today actually comes to us from Languedoc-Roussillon, and this particular one comes from Coteaux de Peyrac, and that's a part of Languedoc-Roussillon, and the vintner is actually Domaine Tour Gouzy. So let's take a look and see what we might expect out of a Marselan made wine. First off, we see that the wine itself is opaque. We cannot see through it. It's very, very dark purple in color. If we swirl to liberate some of the aromas, what comes across the nose immediately is an espresso or coffee type aroma with a little bit of cocoa powder and very, very dark roots. Let's think about who its parents are, Grenache and Cabernet Sauvignon. When we think about how dark those come across, we definitely get that in the bouquet of this wine. Now let's go ahead and taste the wine. This particular Marselan comes across the palate exactly as we expect. A little bit of plum, cassis, and a lot of that chocolate bordering on coffee type of flavors. Mid-palate, it's all about acidity, which gives it a beautiful lift. Now this particular wine has seen some oak, so I'm feeling the effects of that on the back side of the palate, where we get a little bit of caramel or butterscotch or toast to the wine itself. Overall, while it is quite an interesting and still relatively obscure grape, it really does justice to its two parents, Cabernet Sauvignon and also Grenache. So I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of this Marselan, and that's all the time we have for today, but please come back next time, because soon you'll know wine in no time.